To compete in the Junkyard Joust, you have to have a team that can handle just about anything. What better way to find 5 great cars for your team than have 35 cars compete, and the last 5 standing become the new team? Hi everybody, I'm Aaron Yonda. Welcome to the Junkyard Joust. This is the SuperCrashers Invitational. Each round of this Invitational, the speeds are going to be increased. SuperCrashers really want to see what these cars can do. There's been a buzz this might end up being the best SuperCrashers team yet. Which 5 out of these 35 are going to make the cut? Only one way to find out. Evil Weevil is in position, sponsored by Track Buffer LLC. Round 1, here we go. We will go until there are just 5 cars left. Starting off with the Ferrari Berlinetta, sponsored by Cannon Ranger. The Berlinetta takes its place, a big trailer, actually kind of a whole mobile home behind it. And coming down next will be Red Rider, sponsored by Tim the Bear Neal. 60 gram pound from behind, and wow, the Berlinetta immediately taken off the track, trailer and all. Red Rider showing some serious offensive power. There are a bunch of boats participating in the match. Tower Boat up now, sponsored by Emo Dingo. Tower Boat slides underneath Red Rider, almost knocking it off the track, but Red Rider manages to stay balanced. In case you may not have noticed, these are all Matchbox cars competing. This car is a little smashed up, the Lamborghini Diablo, brought to you by Trey Kester. The Diablo gets a nice hit in and knocks 2 cars off the track, the Boat and Red Rider. They both make a fantastic recovery. Diablo is curbside. Another boat, the Sea Spy, sponsored by Moss Badger. Sea Spy unable to get the Diablo off the track and takes its position. Ford RS 200, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. This thing also a little beat up. The Ford catapults Sea Spy into the crates. It flips around a number of times, does a nice little pivot to a recovery. So far looks like these boats are great at making recoveries. Another boat, this one we've seen before, Sea Rescue Boat, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Sea Rescue Boat has been around. It slams into the back of the RS, pushes it almost under the Lamborghini, but then it comes back. I think the last time we saw Sea Rescue Boat, it was on Oops All Boats. Here's an old car, the 26 Type 35 Bugatti, sponsored by the Mad Brit King. Bugatti slams Sea Rescue Boat just off the track. It makes a nice recovery, as usual. 3 cars locked in. Next up, the Lotus Europa, sponsored by Tribble's Troublemakers. The Lotus pushes the Bugatti off the track, flips it over easy, and takes it out. It will not make the team. Lamborghini stays alive for the moment. Speedboat, sponsored by the Aardvark of Freedom. It's a successful tactic if you can pull it off. Speedboat just simply ejects from the track and is relatively safe. Probably going to survive the round over there. This vehicle was on SuperCrashers last year. Kenworth Cabover Racing Transporter 91 grams, sponsored by Mr. Mark. Cabover plows into the line of cars, throws them around a lot. Looks like we got one elimination there, Lamborghini. The RS 200 hits a 6 before it makes a recovery on top of the Lambo. Lotus Europa is hanging on. Big hit. The Iso Grifo, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. Also got a trailer. The Iso Grifo ramps off the back of the cab over somehow, flips over, makes the recovery, loses its trailer, actually parks the trailer on the back of the cab over, and I guess that works. The trailer will not come back next round, but the Iso Grifo will. The Jaguar XJ6 coming down next, sponsored by Sicken. A solid smack from the Jaguar. Cab over gets tossed up a little bit, but the trailer flies off the track and the cab over stays locked in. Pontiac Grand Prix now, sponsored by Price X Private Parts. Pontiac Grand Prix can't go anywhere. It's kind of a light vehicle, but it does manage to stay on the track. The Audi Quattro, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. This Audi is so beat up, reminds me of the Galant Eterna. More paint flies off on that hit, and the Grand Prix gets loose. Racing Mini, sponsored by Sauce Automotive Sachet and Buffet. Racing Mini hits the line. It is solid for now, and the Mini stays locked in. BMW 850i, sponsored by Reaper EOD. BMW takes down the Mini, tosses it right off the track, and it cannot make the recovery. BMW is curbside, though. 69 gram 56 Ford pickup, sponsored by Sand Dragon Workshop. The pickup bolts off to the right, gets bounced off the BMW and does a great job of recovering. Actually causes the Mini to recover on that hit. BMW survives, and the Mini will get another shot. A nice run by the pickup. It's a little odd, but it's an 84 Corvette. Corvette gets bounced backwards off of the Audi, flips over, takes down the Pontiac Grand Prix, and pretty much takes itself out as well. At least for the moment. It is still near the track though. Could recover. Another Audi, the Avis Quattro, sponsored by Jesus. The Avis Quattro slams the other Audi off the track, just flips it over and takes it down. A nice undercut there. Crane Truck, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. Crane Truck slams into the line, knocks that Corvette over again, and pushes the Audi Avis Quattro underneath the Jaguar and starts to go sideways itself. 2000 Corvette, sponsored by Chris and Kat's Casa de Chaos. The Corvette speeds underneath the Crane Truck and annihilates it, flips it upside down, still on the track, but it doesn't look like it's coming back from that. And now the Jaguar is very close to eliminated. Ski Boat, sponsored by Farty Marty. The Ski Boat motors in behind the Corvette, actually firms up the line, kind of bounces back itself a little bit. It's gonna go flying, I can see that. The next hit will be from the Corvette Grand Sport, sponsored by Chorgoth the Infinite Horror. Another Corvette tries to take down the Speedboat, and it can't. Bouncing off the Sea Rescue Boat, flipping over to a nice recovery. That'll be another boat recovery. GMC Wrecker, sponsored by Beaks Busted Barn Finds. The Wrecker slams into place. Avis starts to go over, but it's hanging on for the moment. 70 Boss Mustang, sponsored by Sicken. Mustang slams in. The Avis starts to slide farther, but it's still alive. T-Bird Turbo Coupe, sponsored by Jedi. Turbo Coupe tosses the Boss Mustang off the track. It makes a nice little back around to a recovery. And we go back up to the hill to the 39 Chevy Sedan Delivery, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover. Delivery can't go anywhere. Hits the line, backs up, and goes just about off the track. That does not look like a promising position to be in for the next hit. Beach Hopper, sponsored by Sean and Patrick Hogan. Beach Hopper slams into place, and maybe the delivery truck is gonna stay alive. Toyota Supra Turbo, same paint job as delivery. Toyota takes out Beach Hopper, tosses it upside down. There's no place for a recovery. Didn't really give it much effort anyway. That car is gonna be out. Mercedes 500 SCC, sponsored by Mukau Horse Farm. Still nowhere to go, very tight line on the track. That Benz will be followed up by another Benz, this one the 300E, sponsored by DYW Production Labs. There is no flexibility in the line. That Mercedes tries to loosen things up, but it can't, and it's in trouble now. Chevy Corvette with flames coming down, sponsored by Judy Collins. Corvette takes a shot at that Mercedes, gets it up in the air, but can't get it over. Both Mercedes are in trouble now, and so is the Corvette, sideways on the track. Forklift Truck, sponsored by Coffee Run. The forklift does a great job of speeding into the cars, getting off the track and making a recovery. It took out the gold Corvette, but the other Corvette makes a recovery because of that hit. Mercedes also taken down, the red one survives, and so does the forklift. Got a Pennzoil Chevy van here, sponsored by Star Corps Industries. Chevy hits the line, starts to finally get some movement up front, forces that Corvette up on top of another car. Just enough weight to make something happen. But that was the final car of the round, so that Corvette's gonna be safe. 10 eliminations in the round. We'll be down to 25. There you can see all 10 of the eliminations. These cars will not be on the team. Let's see who's left. Here's the 25 that remain. SuperCrashers keeping an eye on some of these cars. Even if they get eliminated, they might have them come back and compete again if any of them show some potential. Cab Over Racing Transporter will start us off in round 2. We are increasing the speeds. The SuperCrashers have decided they want to really test out these cars, so they're going to push them to the limits. A big hit from the Avis Quattro, and it pushes the cab over up on top of the safety barrier where it balances slightly precariously, I'd say. The Quattro is curbside. The red Mercedes mixes things up. The Quattro makes us survive after bouncing off the safety rail. and the cab over pivots and stays alive for the moment. Red Rider boosts into the Mercedes, pushes it up on top of the safety bar. Iso Grifo slams into both of the red cars, tosses them both basically off the track, but no eliminations yet in this round. We got some survivors here. 56 Ford pickup smashes the Iso Grifo into the crates, and it goes over and out. That'll be our first elimination. That truck is now way down the track. The Supra comes down next and takes the place of the truck. Truck goes all the way down, almost gets all the way back again. This is a little unusual. We've got some jousting going on at the base of the hill for some reason. Corvette Grand Sport pushes the Supra forward. The truck finally goes all the way up to the front, but now we've got two cars way backed up. Increased speeds are causing some weird things to happen. Tower boat can't do much to push the cars down the track. These boats do have wheels, but they don't have a whole lot of power. A little bit of scootage from the GMC Wrecker, but this line of cars is getting kind of jammed up. Good view for Raphael and Barb, though. The Sea Rescue boat causes some quality boat behavior as it goes off the track and survives. Pushes the other boat up on top of the Corvette, but it lives. Another Corvette comes down, knocks the Wrecker and that boat off the track. No eliminations. The 71-gram Chevy van manages to get that line down to the front of the track. The Wrecker and that Corvette that made a miracle recovery last round both survive. Racing Mini just about tightens up the line and unfortunately pays the price with the BMW tossing it off the track. Almost flips over right at the very end, but can't quite pull it off. SuperCrashers want recoveries. That is not one. And there we go. The forklift truck manages to more or less firm up that line, although there's a couple cars that could easily get pushed off here. The Turbo Coupe pushes the Chevy van up on top of a Corvette. Speedboat slams into place, can't really do much. The 70 Boss Mustang tries to take out the speedboat and unfortunately takes itself out in the process. The speedboat is left unharmed. Sea Spy treats Turbo Coupe like it's just a wave that it's going over. Although if this boat had been on the water, I don't think it would have made a recovery right there. Jaguar loosens up the line a little bit. The Chevy escapes. That was a very good escape right there for that top-heavy vehicle. The 2000 Corvette gets some great action. 3 cars in motion, but none of them get eliminated. All 3 of them staying alive. Ski boat surfs off the back of that Corvette, gets right off the track, makes the survive, bam. Ford RS gets an undercut on the 2000 Corvette, flips it over. That'll be a takedown. The Corvette is out of contention. The Chevy sedan plows that RS forward, and wow, does it do the trick. 3 vehicles taken out in that hit, and we call that a
triple takedown.
A great combo between the force of that sedan and the undercutting of the RS200. Surprise undercutter there. And that triple takedown is going to end the round. What a way to go. 3 cars taken out right at the end. 7 more cars are going to hit the road, not the road they wanted to be hitting. There are your cars that won't be making the SuperCrasher team this season, or probably ever. Here are the 18 remaining cars. We are starting to get down there, closer and closer to 5. Round 3, let's get this joust rolling. Toyota Super Turbo starting us off at maximum speed. The SuperCrashers really want to test these cars, and man, oh man, the delivery almost came off the track on that hit. Exact same paint job as the Supra, coincidentally. Maximum speed hit by the speedboat. Look at the crazy behavior of that boat. It wobbles all over the place, but lands upright. Tower boat does basically the same thing, and this is what SuperCrashers want for their team. If these boats make it, they'll be great at going off ramps, and we know we're going to see some of those in this upcoming season. Kenworth cab over with a massive pounding hit. Things are breaking all over the place. Wow, it looks like half the front bumper of the cab over just came off right there. Splintered pieces of it all over the place. Maximum Speed has damaged the cab over, and wow, both of those vehicles were taken out at once. Talk about a test. The SuperCrashers are not messing around. T-Bird Turbo just goes flying off the track into the crates, bounces over on top of the tires, almost makes it into the junkyard, stays alive. Whoa, what a hit from Red Ryder. Cab over gets thrown off the track. Unbelievable. Never thought I'd see that happen to that vehicle. That's a heavy vehicle. Look at that. Delivery had a chance to recover on that hit too and flip back over. Red Ryder survives the hit with style. We are starting to see some action here. Ski Boat cannot take down Red Ryder. That car is showing some serious metal. Ford RS takes a shot at Speedboat, pops it way up in the air, hits the crates, bounces back, makes the recovery. You're not taking out that boat. Reaches a 6 before it makes that nice landing. Some of the debris from cab over still flying around. Corvette Grand Sport, a wide vehicle, keeps it locked in nicely. GMC Wrecker with the hit, and now that Corvette goes curbside. The RS manages to get back down. Rescue Boat tries to push Wrecker off the track, gets Corvette going sideways. Quattro takes a shot, tries to take down the Wrecker by pushing the boat underneath it, but the Wrecker makes the landing. Quattro goes curbside. Mercedes 500 SEC with a double takedown. The Quattro thrown off the track upside down, and up front the RS, that car that did all the damage undercutting, tossed overboard. Great hit from that Mercedes. Ford pickup slams into the Mercedes and the track is cleared. Sea Rescue making the survival over in the corner. The other Corvette not able to pull it out and goes over. Sea Spy with the quick escape to a survive. The Chevy van with a massive takedown of that heavy truck. Wow, look at the speed there. And you know what? That Chevy was gonna recover, but it got hung up on Evil Weevil. Nowhere to land. That is unfortunate. Another Corvette comes down, boots the Mercedes off the track, but the Mercedes, ooh, it is close right there, but it looks like right now it is alive on top of the truck. And that is the final car of the round. Maximum Speeds really caused some eliminations. 8 vehicles gone from this challenge, including the cab over, which just got pounded and is all busted up. That's gonna take us down to 10. 5 more eliminations and we've got our team. Round 4, here we go, starting off with the Mercedes, which had a close call in the last round. We are still at maximum speed. Chevy van gets a bounce back from that big hit. This upcoming season of Junkyard Joust is going to be the most competitive season that any teams have ever faced. More ramps, more undercutting, and more vehicles that can just survive all of it. And seeing how well some of these SuperCrasher vehicles are able to survive the maximum speeds, this bodes well for whoever is left and makes up their team. Speedboat attempts a takedown on that Corvette, but it flips over and makes the recovery yet again. And Speedboat just kind of showing off with that recovery. Red Ryder destroys Ski-Boat, knocks it way back down. Oh wow, it rams into the Enterprise shuttle. Hits a height of 6 on the way over there. It doesn't hit anybody, luckily. Man, oh man. Bounces right over Cookie and makes the recovery. Pushes the shuttle out of the way so it can survive. What a hit by Red Ryder. T-Bird Turbo Coupe tries to take Red Ryder out, and look at that recovery by Red Ryder. A massive hit, so massive that T-Bird Turbo Coupe can't even survive it, but Red Ryder somehow did. Sea Rescue Boat bonks off the back of the Chevy, flips over, and you know what? It would have been out, but those antennas on top of the boat kind of squeeze it back over, and it makes the recovery. Incredible. Tower boat sneaks underneath the Chevy van, can't take it down, but still an undercut by a boat. That is a good sign if that boat makes the team. That was all 10 cars. We've just got the one elimination, a self-elimination. T-Bird Turbo Coupe did not make the team. 9 cars left. Let's plunge ahead into round 5, still at maximum speeds, and see what happens. Speedboat slams into Evil Weevil, escapes the track, makes the recovery, and increases its chances of being on the team. Sure are a lot of boats left in this match right now. Tower boat makes the survive. All 5 boats left in the match. What if the whole team is boats? All of them doing exactly the same thing, just ramming Evil Weevil and escaping the track to freedom. Can't take a vehicle out if it's not on the track anymore. Red Rider wants to joust, here to do some damage, and wow, look at some stuff flying all over the place. What a hit. Red Rider settles in though. Red Rider takes a massive pound from the Chevy van. Goes up, it looks like it's gonna land it, but then it can't quite do it. Flips over and is out. Too much power in that Chevy van's hit. The Corvette boots the Chevy van over the safety rail, just kind of drives right over it. And the Corvette cannot handle the heat, flips over, out. Still on the track, it could still survive. And boom, that's gonna be a big no. C-Spy knocks it, flying, catapulting, turning around. It does not make the recovery, and it's not gonna make the team. Sea Rescue Boat plows its fellow boat off the track, and another amazing flipping recovery. The Mercedes sends Sea Rescue Boat careening off the track. It makes the recovery, as does the Chevy van after that bonkers hit. That's the end of the round already. 2 eliminations. A pretty impressive performance by both of these cars, especially Red Rider. I guarantee you we're going to see that car again. 7 cars left as we head into round 6. We'll be starting off with big surprise, a boat. Right now it's looking more and more likely that SuperCrashers are going to become, mostly boats at the end of this battle. Oh, and of course, as I say that, Tower Boat flips over on the safety rail and self-eliminates. Will it stay like that? Will we lose a boat? Devastating smash from the Chevy van. Detritus flying around. I think that's stuff from the cab over. Chevy van is sideways now on the track. It looks bad. Boat still upside down. The ski boat slaps the Chevy van off the track and rescues its fellow boat. Hardly seems fair. These boats are ganging up on any cars that aren't boats. The Mercedes takes revenge for the non-boat vehicles, but can't get the elimination on the speedboat. Man, that thing went flying all the way over into the height tower. It flips over right at the very end. Good effort. Sea Rescue Boat gets some action, but can't take out either of those 2 vehicles. Final run will be the speedboat, and it does the trick. Flies over into the tires. Only elimination of that round is going to be the Chevy van. There's only 1 regular car left in this match right now. It could end up being 5 boats. Honestly, at this point, I think SuperCrashers got to be thinking about a different name for their team if it's going to be mostly boats. I wouldn't call it mostly boats. Round 7, here we go. 1 more elimination. Whoever it is, the team will be finalized. Speedboat does not take out Tower Boat, but turns around to face the next vehicle. It's the Mercedes, and it pops the speedboat up in the air just a little bit, but it still manages to make the recovery. Had there been a lot of cars around, I don't think it would have. Ski boat slams the Mercedes, cannot get it off the track, but puts it in a vulnerable position. Sea Rescue Boat takes ski boat off the track, takes itself off the track. All the boats alive still. Will we have a 5-boat team? Can the Mercedes stay alive? Sea Spy answers that question by taking itself out, and no, we will not have a 5-boat team. The Mercedes doing a great job of sticking it out. Sea Spy flips over and gets caught up and eliminated. Something kind of odd, Evil Weevil has clamped onto the safety bar with his mandibles and refused to leave the track. A lot of heavy hits. I think that may have helped. C-Spy is eliminated, and we have our SuperCrashers team, but I don't think that name makes sense with 4 boats. 4 boats and a Mercedes? We could change the name. It's a little long. How about Super Splashers? Yep, I think it's highly appropriate given the contents of this team. Please welcome the Super Splashers for Season 8. We've got one more invitational coming up next Sunday. It's going to be 5 teams that inspectors who decide which teams are going to make it into the season decided shouldn't make it into the season. One of them will get in. The other 4 will be eliminated. It's going to be a fun one. I hope you come back and watch after that the second semi-final of the Custom Joust. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thank you all my patrons for making this show possible. Have a good week, everybody.